So today I'm going to be showing you the 3.6 inch circle and proving that pi is 3.1176914,536, which is the square root of 9.72. And I'm going to be doing it the way the Holy Spirit has given me. I've been trying many different ways to make videos to get people to understand, and of course on my own power and accord I can do nothing, but through the Holy Spirit we can do anything, and He is the one who teaches all things. So if you're really serious about learning this, please get out your calculator so you can prove it to yourself. So we're going to start out with a normal circle with the strips 90, 60, and 30 labeled. Okay, and in school, that diameter would be 2. All right, and does anybody know what the height at the 60-degree point would be? It's the square root of 3, 1.7320508,076. And then the 30-degree strip, anybody know what the length of that is on the 2-inch circle? It's the same length as the radius. It's 1. Okay, so this is 1.73205. So that's what it looks like in school with these 3 labels. And you can actually, this is the 30-degree triangle that they show you in, well, actually I don't know if they show you in school, but this is the 30-degree triangle. Notice the hypotenuse is your diameter. The 1-inch strip right here at the 30-degree strip is your 30. And then the 60-degree strip is the 1.7320508,076. Now, whenever the radius is 1, pi only gets you halfway around your circle. So 3.1176 inches to 180 degrees. Okay, so this would be a 2 pi circle because it's 2 inches. So when the diameter is 1, that same measurement gets you completely around your circle, 360 degrees. You say, well, why is there 360 degrees in a circle? Well, it's because this circle balances the 3.6 inch circle. Okay, and the 3.6 inch circle, the whole circle, every measurement attached to the 3.6 inch circle is also degrees. Degrees and inches are equal. And I want you to look at the diameter of this. This is the 3.6 inch circle. And this would be the diameter, 1.1547005384. You say, that's a confusing number, Jesse. Well, all it is the square root of 1.3 repeating. So if you want to put the square root of 1.3 repeating in your calculator, you will get this number. Okay? And the reason it balances the 3.6 inch circle, notice on the 2-inch diameter circle, the radius was 1. This strip in this triangle was 1 inch. Well, this is the circle that has the 60-degree strip, 1 inch. Okay, and I want to show you that 30 degrees is at 0.3 inches. Okay, so 0.3 inches is equal to 30 degrees. It's another way of saying 30 degrees. It's just like pennies. We have 30 pennies, 30 cents. When we get to 100 pennies, it's 1.00 equals 100 pennies, right? So, like I said, every length attached to this circle is a measurement and degrees. So 1.154700 is actually 115 degrees, 0.47. This 1-inch strip is actually equal to 100 degrees. This measurement right here at the 30, it's 0.577350269. You say, that's a confusing number. Well, just hit tan 30 on your calculator and it'll produce that number. Tangent is how much rise is produced after 1 inch or 1 foot of run. So you have 1 foot of run and your rise is 0.577 inches. Okay, it's tan 30. And notice that 0.577 will equal 57.735 degrees. Okay. And whenever you get to 0.6 inches, it's 60 degrees. 120 is 1.2 inches. So every measurement attached to this circle is also degrees. And what we're going to do to prove this is we're going to go back to our 2-inch circle, and I want you to get your calculator. Whenever we take the circumference of a circle and we divide it by 360 degrees, what is that telling us? It's telling us where 1 degree is, right? That's the measurement to 1 degree on your circumference. Whenever you take your circumference, which is the length of the perimeter, and divide it by 360, that'll let you know where 1 degree is on your circumference. Okay, so pi divided by 180 would tell you where 1 degree is, or 2 pi divided by 360 will give you the same answer. Okay, and what the school's pi, or the worldly pi, whoever pi it belongs to, Archimedes from Syracuse's pi, whoever got credited for it, divided by 360 is 0.17452 something, but it's the wrong one. But anyway, we're going to take this length right here, the diameter, and we're going to divide it by the 3.6 inch circles. You say, this is 115 degrees, Jesse. So we can take our 2-inch, put in 2 in your calculator, and divide it by 115.47005384. Okay, that's 2 divided by 115.47005384. What answer did you get? I bet you got 0.017320508.076. Okay, now let's look at the 30-degree strip. It's 1, isn't it? What did I say 1 was equal to on the 3.6 inch circle? It's equal to 57 degrees, right? This measurement will be 57.7350269 degrees. So I want you to take 1 and divide it by 1 divided by 57.7350269. What'd you get? You got that number right there, didn't you? Okay, now let's go to the 60-degree strip. The 60-degree strip is 1.7320508.076. Okay, on our 3.6 inch circle, let's see what degrees that equals. It's 1 inch, and it's equal to 100 degrees. So that's a pretty easy one to do. You might not need a calculator to do it, but whenever you take 1.7320508.076 and divide it by 100, you get that same number right there, don't you? Now this is where I'm going to prove to you that this circle, its circumference is actually 3.6, just like I'm saying. And that 3.6 inch measurement is equal to 360 degrees. Okay. The Babylons, they act like the Babylonians created the base 60 whatever, but really they were using God's math, and the base 60, it's a standard base 1. So that's why it's 1 for 1. That's why they were able to use that. That's why they used 360 degrees. It's because they knew about this circle. And at some point in time, they come along and said, you know what? We don't need God's knowledge. We can figure it out ourselves. And so they did what they wanted to, but this is the true circle of why we have 360 degrees. And it's because it's a base 1 circle, and it balances the 2-inch circle, which is the 2 pi. And it's all because that it's a link between numbers, okay? It's a link between numbers. And whenever you take 1.8 squared plus pi squared, it'll equal 3.6 squared. Okay, so he took half the circle and half the circle and made a whole circle out of it, just like he takes half of a person and half another person to create a child. It's pretty cool how God, he created all of it the same. And it's amazing. And I am blessed beyond measure to get to show you this. So to the last and final trick, we know that what? The circumference of this 2-inch circle, if we divide it by 360, what will it equal? Every other measurement, whenever we took it and divided it by the degree of this inside of the circle, has equaled 0.01732050876, right? So if I take this circumference, we know the circumference of this circle, when divided by 360, if it's attached to this circle, what's it going to equal? It's going to equal the same number, isn't it? So I want you to take either 3.1176914,536 and divide it by 180, or I want you to take 6.23, let me see, 235382907, I believe, and divide it by 360. Okay, just in case I get that a little wrong, you double this one right here. Double 3.1176914,536, and then divide it by 360 degrees. And tell me what answer you get. I hear the trumpets blowing. Praise be to God. You got that number right there, right? And that's because all of those measurements inside that circle are degrees. Okay, so whenever you have a measurement and then you divide